Welcome to the Hyborian Keep. I'm Old Man Hyborian. Here I review tales of Robert E. Howard's greatest character, Conan the Barbarian. Today, I'll be reviewing Titan Comics' Conan the Barbarian number 23, A Nest of Serpents, Part 3. This won't be some fluffy review. It'll be an old man's honest opinion. Before we begin, just a heads up, there may be spoilers, so don't go crying to your mummy if I say something that spoils it for you. You've been warned. Let's get after it. This story arc started with issue number 21 and continued into issue number 22. Now we have issue number 23. This is cover A. As a side note, I'm not into all these variant covers. I find it silly to have all these covers. Back in the day, you had one cover. If an artist did good jobs on the covers, they did covers. If they did a poor job, they didn't do covers. Now everybody does covers, even if they suck. Everybody gets a trophy. Anyway, cover A is done by Dan Panosian. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one. Conan has a wonky look on his face. Is he mad? Or is he constipated? I can't tell. On the inside cover is an ad for Titan Books. Conan, Songs of the Slain. I've just finished this and will be posting a review shortly. And the opposite page are the credits for the heroic signature and Titan Comics teams. Next page there is an Endymion Chronicles and a map of the Hyborian Age. I like the new map. Titans did a good job with the details, and the indicating mark where the story takes place is cool. At the bottom of the page is a summary of the story arc up to this point. The splash page for The Nest of the Serpents Part 3, Power and Influence. Written by Jim Zub, artist Fernando Dagnino, color artist Diego Rodriguz, and lettering by Richard Starkings and Tyler Smith. So we start off with Conan and ZULA getting reintroduced. I really like what Zub has done with the character ZULA, making him a shapeshifter. This works in the female ZULA character from Conan the Destroyer movie and Roy Thomas's male ZULA from the Marvel days. Full marks to Zub on that. After catching up, ZULA expresses his concerns of Set's growing powers. He mentions THOTH-AMON, a name familiar to Conan. In Conan's usual way, he wants to kill the problem, but ZULA wants to find out more about THOTH-AMON's intent and calls in the favor Conan owes him and requests the aid of Conan to retrieve more information. They bind up Athia-Bast, and ZULA draws a little blood to use in the spell to do some shape-shifting into the form of her image. Conan is not liking the sorcery part too much. The spell will only last a night, therefore they must hurry to attend a meeting that Athia-Bast has previously scheduled with THOTH-AMON. This page probably has one of my favorite panels in the book. There's something in the way that Dagnino puts the swagger on ZULA and Conan. Pretty cool. The two encounter some acquaintances of Athia-Bast, and the old sorcerer senses something about Athia-Bast. He says something strange is going on here. This leads to a fight with some good fight scenes. Conan and ZULA deal with the threat with a little decapitation and stuffs the bodies into some jars, and then they continue on their way to the Temple of Set. An impressive two-stage splash of the inside of the Temple of Set. THOTH-AMON, being a gracious host, offers them a drink, which they do not accept. I can't blame them there. Who would accept a drink from the evilest sorcerer in the land? During the conversation, Conan gives his name as Amra, and THOTH-AMON instantly brings up the brigand of the Black Coast. The topic is quickly changed. Zula tries to coax information out of THOTH-AMON. There's a nice tie-in to Thulsa Doom and his death cult from the CONAN the Barbarian movie, and that talk, the veiled one, from Robert E. Howard's Black Colossus. I like how Zub weaves the threads of Conan's past into the story. Zula continues to try to bleed some information out of THOTH-AMON until he senses that Zula has been marked by Set. Then he takes a bad one. Pretty cool looking face with the old snake tongue. Another nice splash page. Conan and Zula get pelted with THOTH-AMON's power in his hissy fit. Just as Conan is about to stab Thoth in the face, Thoth calms down and sends them on their way. It is turning daylight and Zula shifts back into his male form, and then they discover that the Abbas has slipped out of her bonds and has escaped. The last page of the story has war horns sounding to raise the alarm, and Conan and Zula are now the hunted. That ends part 3. The opposite page is an ad for an illustrated adaptation of Tower of the Elephant. The next page is the cover gallery. Cover B by Greg Staples is the best cover by far and should have been cover A. Conan really has a frank faceta face. Nice. The last page is a continuation of Geoffrey Shank's essay called Stygia, Land of Sinister Sorcery and Dark Mystery. The inside back cover shows off a ton of new Conan content from Heroic Signatures and Titan Comics. And finally, the rear cover, which is an ad for Conan, Battle of the Blackstone action figure. I won't be purchasing that. Action figures are not my thing. Well, there you have it. Another excellent tale by Jim Zub, with solid artwork by Fernando Dagnino. Buy it. Read it. You will enjoy it. I look forward to the conclusion of this story arc. And with that, I bid you farewell.